Situated in the heart of the Swiss Alps, in the valley of the River Inn, Muzeum Susch is more than just an exhibition space. It is a research facility, a cultural laboratory, and an archive where European heritage has merged with revolutionary ideas. Founded by Grażyna Kulczyk, the Polish entrepreneur and longtime supporter of contemporary art, the museum is housed within a meticulously restored ensemble of buildings that once served as a rural monastery, a place where past and present, matter and memory enter into dialogue. Mariuccia Secol begins with a refusal of silence, of prescribed roles, and of the idea that art can be separated from life. For more than 70 years, her work moves between opposites, trauma and transformation, destruction and repair, the personal and the political, the individual and the collective. Again and again, it returns to the same question: how can we imagine another way? Castellanza, 1929. Her mother works in textile mills. Her father runs a small factory. The nearest art school is in Milan, too far, almost unreachable. But at the local institute she meets Galliano Mazzone, an exceptional teacher. He does not simply teach drawing, he teaches her how to see. In 1954, life moves to Daverio, a house built on older ground, a place where art, daily life and memory become inseparable. In the mid-50s, Secol's paintings begin to take shape. Abstract forms meet the rigor of concrete art. Working with pigments, wax and chemical binders, she creates the series Etruscan Cities. But alongside this stillness, another subject emerges: burned cities, a response to the destruction and violence of war. Secol does not illustrate these events, she works them into the surface, into the material itself. As the years pass, the work grows darker, more personal. The body begins to fragment. During these same years, Secol works in the painting atelier of the psychiatric hospital in Varese. There, she encounters lives lived at the margins of society. At the same time, the social movements of the late 60s begin to reshape public life in Italy. Gradually, her understanding of art begins to change. Years later, she recalls a feeling shared by many women of her generation. I felt sad and uneasy, and I didn't know why. Historical trauma and an inner crisis begin to overlap. This process culminates in second genesis, a second beginning. The body is broken apart, reassembled. Feet, hands, organs, fragments brought together again, not yet whole, but already becoming something new. These works do not seek harmony, they mark a rupture, and within that rupture, a new sense of self begins to emerge. Second Genesis is a final series of paintings. After this, she abandons painting entirely. Searching for a new language, Secol leaves the canvas behind. She turns to the materials of everyday life, objects marked by labor, care and repetition. But the search is not only for new materials, it is also a search for a voice. In the series Aphonos musical instruments, objects suggest sound but remain silent. They point to something present, yet withheld, a voice that exists but cannot fully emerge. A year later, this tension takes on another form. In The Scream, soft materials gather into a dense mass, heavy, compressed, within it a struggle. Arms and hands reach outward, searching, pushing, trying to break through. The gesture remains unresolved, suspended between pressure and release. Around this time, feminist ideas begin to enter her life more directly. It is her daughter, Mirella, who first brings these questions into the home. Through these conversations, Secol begins to recognize her own experience as part of something shared. The personal and the political can no longer be separated. In 1974, together with her daughter and other artists, she co-founds the Gruppo Femminista Immagine. The group works collectively, connecting artistic practice with political engagement. It is held together by a shared refusal, a refusal of invisibility, a refusal of unpaid labor disguised as love, a refusal of silence. In works such as The Doll's House, these questions take material form. Secol dismantles her own clothes, including her wedding dress. What emerges are silent, life-sized figures, without heads, without faces. They are not portraits. They reveal structures shaped by expectation, repetition, and imposed roles. In 1978, the group takes part in the Venice Biennale. Their installation is collective. Works are suspended above a circular pool of water, reflected but never fixed. It is here that Secol's distinctive language fully emerges. By removing threads from woven fabric, she creates tears in the surface, openings, wounds, but also possibilities. She calls them stretch marks, traces of tension, expansion, and transformation. Through these openings, light enters, and with it, a different kind of knowledge. From the early 1980s onward, her work begins to shift again. The urgency remains, but the language opens. She works with large textile surfaces, with knots, with seams, with acts of repair. Fabric is no longer only torn, it is mended, held together. Destruction is followed by care. In works such as Animus Anima, material is taken apart to create space for thought, for balance, for transformation. Later, in Woman Bridge, two figures form a passage, not a barrier, but a bridge, a gesture toward connection rather than opposition, a movement from the isolated I toward a collective we. Other works return to memory, ancestry, and belonging. Personal histories become shared histories. Individual experience becomes part of a wider human landscape. In the 1990s, another shift occurs. After decades of working primarily with textiles, Secol returns to painting, but she returns differently. In the Ogive series, soft transitions of color unfold across the surface. Repeated forms suggest growth, renewal, and cycles of transformation. The language has changed, but the search continues. In her later years, the horizon expands once more. Questions first explored through the experience of women begin to address broader conditions: exclusion, displacement, violence, migration, war, ecological collapse. For Secol, these are not separate struggles. They are connected through the structures that shape them and through the possibility of resisting them. The themes that marked her earliest works never disappear, but they are seen differently now, not only through destruction, but through care, not only through rupture, but through repair. Destruction and healing exist side by side. Again and again, her work returns to the same question: how can we live together? And how can art help us imagine another way? Long before this became a shared language, Secol traces these connections and insists that they remain visible.